Happy Halloween, true believers, and welcome back to another SpiderMan PS4 live video. And today is a kind of mixed bag in regards to news and theories, and also just analyzing what is happening with the whole SAG-AFTRA strike in regards to SpiderMan PS4 and Insomniac Games, and as well as a status update on that current situation in regards to the voice acting strike for the games that are struck. So, as you may have known from the last video, and also Slickmoff's video that he just did recently in regards to the same topic, which you should definitely go and check out his video. He goes more in depth on that topic as well. It's really good, the analysis that he provides. But basically, again, the strike is still going on. It's actually full on now. It's fully underway. They are fully begun to strike all gaming companies. And at first, it assumed that SpiderMan PS4 and Injustice 2 were the big impacts of this strike, that these were the main two games that were being impacted towards this strike. And it is half the case now. The case is now half correct. So the strike is still underway, and it is still heavily affecting Injustice 2, as well as the Crash Trilogy Remastered, which I know that you guys are really excited for both of those games, and a ton of other games as well from Warner Brothers, studios for games, and, other tons of gaming companies, which I will show you right here. But if you look right here, this is a list of all the games that are currently being struck upon or on strike. And of course, I have just looked at the main four from Insomniac Games, which you can see right there is I-21 through I-24. And these are the games that are being fully affected by the strike. And people are wondering, well, why are these numbers here? What do these numbers mean? These numbers are the installment of games that they have made. So I-20 is the 21st game that Insomniac Games has made. I-22 is the 22nd game that Insomniac Games has made. So right here, these are the games that are affected by the strike. As you can see right there, these four games, Edge of Nowhere, Feral Right, Song of the Deep, and The Unspoken, are the four games from Insomniac Games that are being delayed, halted, postponed, affected by this voice actor strike, and we could possibly not be able to see them in stores. Even though, weirdly enough, Song of the Deep is already out, Feral Rights is just, was released recently. The Unspoken is one that is being really pushed to being advertised on their Twitter. That's one that you keep seeing recently on their Twitter. And as for Edge of Nowhere, I'm not really sure about that one. But as for Spider-Man, I-20 is Spider-Man. 20 from Insomniac is the game that Spider-Man PS4 falls under. I-20 is what Spider-Man is, meaning that game is not affected by this strike. Or is it? So, a lot of you guys sent me comments in that last video saying Spider-Man is safe, don't worry, Spider-Man's totally fine, it's totally okay, we're fine, no need to worry or panic, Spider-Man is safe. Kind of. So, right here, this is from the Los Angeles Times, as you can see right here, and this is the article that is discussing this whole voice actor strike right here, and how it is affecting numerous companies as well as every other main big gaming developer that you can even imagine. And right here, there is an interview that someone had with Yuri Lowenthal, which, if you don't know, Yuri Lowenthal is the voice actor who is playing Spider-Man in Spider-Man PS4. He is the voice of Peter Parker / Spider-Man in that game. And you can read this entire article yourselves, but I'm kind of going to break down the important parts that may signify that Spider-Man is safe from the strike and how it may not be safe from the strike, as well as show you a tweet from Yuri Lowenthal himself later on. So, right there, on the very top, the strike affects games that went into production after February 17th of 2015 and focuses for now on some of the big names in gaming, including Activision, Disney, Electronic Arts, WB Games, and others, such as Insomniac. So, right there, the strike affects games that went into production after February 17th of 2015, which, if you have been listening to my videos or anyone else's videos or have done research about the development of this game, when the E3 trailer came out in June, on June 13th, 2016, the game was officially in development for over a year and a half, which means the game was officially starting production either at the end of 2014 or the beginning of 2015, which means the development of the game has not been affected by the voice actor strike. The game itself has not been changed or altered in any way by this strike from multiple voice actors, such as really popular ones too, like Yuri Lowenthal, as I just said, Steve Bloom, Tara Strong even. She's a really big voice actress in the whole voice acting community. They are all totally 100% behind this strike, which is why this next part concerns me a bit, even though they just said the strike affects games that went into production after February 17th, 2016, or 2015, which does not affect SpiderMan PS4, since SpiderMan PS4 technically was in production at the beginning of 2015 or at the end of 2014. It still kind of affects the main character of the game of Spider-Man and Yuri Lowenthal. Now again, voice acting for games takes a while. You have to say the lines, and if that line doesn't come out the right way, or you need to switch the tone a bit, or say it louder, or more quieter, or something like that, voice acting is a difficult job. It is not a really, really, really difficult job, like working at a power plant, but, you know, being a voice actor, managing your voice, saying lines in the most perfect of ways, in the most precise way that the production team wants you to say it, it is not a challenging job, but it is a very repetitive and, you know, mainly irritating job for these voice actors, where I'm trying to speak for their side. If I was a voice actor and I was voicing Spider-Man, I would stay there for a millennium if I had to. I would stay there for until the day I die if I had to get a line perfect for Spider-Man, which Yuri Lowenthal is super excited about playing Spider-Man in a fully next-generation Spider-Man game. And again, he has played Spider-Man before, actually, in like the mobile games of The Amazing Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man Unlimited even. But this is a full console debut of him as Spider-Man. So this is actually a pretty big deal for him. But in regards to the strike, he is actually behind the strike. And again, if you have not read the paragraphs below already, I will read it to you. For some of the more popular voice actors in the union, like Yuri Lowenthal, the strike may be a financial blow. Lowenthal says gaming income makes up to 35 to 40% of his own income. And beyond that, he told me in an email, if past strikes are any indication smaller studios go out of business, everybody loses. So, even though he is siding with the voice acting strike, he still seems like he's on both sides, because he's trying to make it so that both the voice actors and the companies win. He doesn't want anyone to be out of place or get affected in a bad way. He wants everyone to be equal and have the equal rights that they deserve as both voice actors and gaming developers. Me personally, I don't agree with this strike. I do not think it is necessary. If anything, I think it's actually hindering the reputation and the payment outcome of these voice actors, since they are striking and since they are actually making it harder for themselves to even get the job as a voice actor. Because of how it's not that hard to get a voice acting career job, but if you are shown in a bad way and have a bad reputation, or, you know, have caused installments or certain abruptions within the companies that the games are being made for, and you striking about the games that you are acting in as a voice actor or actress, that could hinder your payment or hinder the game's production, which means that you get less money, which means you don't get paid for the work that you put in. Which is why it's very, very redundant that this seems to be the case with this strike, and I don't understand why people haven't really seen this yet. But again, at the very top, I asked him, which Yuri Lowenthal, because this is an interview that Yuri Lowenthal and this other person had together, I asked him why he thinks the producers didn't come around. He said, I suspect it's because if they meet our demands, other people in the gaming industry could come forward and demand the same thing. It could set a precedent. So, again, he seems to be working for both sides. When I say working, I mean he's kind of activizing. He's fighting for both sides. He wants the game developers to make the games, but he also wants the voice actors to be treated equally. And again, he says our demands, which signifies that he is actually part of SAG-AFTRA. That means he is siding with not the enemy, but the people that are potentially pausing the game's production. And again, right here, this is a tweet directly from Yuri Lowenthal himself. Guys, thank you. I've never had a more overwhelming and heartwarming response to any tweet ever. I guess hashtag performance matters, hashtag thank you. And performance matters is the hashtag / tweet post that the SAG-AFTRA people have been posting nonstop. They keep saying performance matters, performance matters, performance matters. So, I'm not sure what this means. I don't know if Insomniac Games has gotten all of the dialogue that they need from Yuri Lowenthal to record for that game yet, because during the production of the game, in the beginning of 2015 or the end of 2014 when the game was officially being worked on, they were working on the graphics, the plot points of the story, working on the story in general, and recording dialogue for the voice actors, not just for Yuri, but for everyone. And again, the only voice person we know for this game is Yuri Lowenthal as Spider-Man. Everyone else is unknown. We don't know anyone else who's going to be in this game. We don't know if it's going to be Steve Bloom, Tara Strong, anybody else in this game. All we know is that Yuri Lowenthal is the voice of Spider-Man himself, and if he is siding with SAG-AFTRA, or he is trying to fight for both sides, it may or may not be potentially a problem for the production of this game. But again, Insomniac Games have said that these are the only 4 games that are actually being affected by this strike, and if SpiderMan PS4 is not on here, I guess that means we can breathe a little bit easier. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. Stay spectacular, everybody, and I hope you have a really happy Halloween. Peace out.